Disney's live-action Snow White remake is quickly becoming one of the most disastrous projects in the company's history, and it's not just due to bad test screenings. Behind the scenes, tensions between Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot are escalating, throwing the entire production into turmoil. The latest twist? Ziggler is refusing to film reshoots with Gadot, blaming her for slashed screen time and calling her impossible to work with. Meanwhile, Disney is scrambling to salvage the movie, pouring millions into reshoots, while fans continue to eviscerate it online. So how did things spiral this far, and why is Rachel Zegler openly mocking Gal Gadot? Let's break down this train wreck. Disney is staring down one of its biggest challenges yet as 2025 looms closer. Their iconic brand is on shaky ground, and leading the charge into controversy is the much-anticipated Snow White live-action remake slated for late March next year. But anticipation has turned into anxiety for Disney, with 5 failed test screenings and a brewing behind-the-scenes drama between stars Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler already casting a shadow over the project. Meanwhile, Disney CEO Bob Iger is facing his own uphill battle, struggling to solidify his legacy before his planned departure in 2026. While rumors swirl about his potential exit timing possibly in late 2025, one thing is clear for now: Iger's strategy involves doing whatever it takes to maintain shareholder confidence, even if that means relying on recycled strategies and empty promises. Now, when we look at Snow White, it's shaping up to be another colossal failure, one that could rival the fallout from The Acolyte. And if you've been keeping an eye on social media, you'll know this film is already being heavily criticized across all platforms. That's always a red flag, a surefire sign that a project is headed for disaster. But what's making things even worse is Rachel Zegler's series of poor PR moves, which continue to pile onto the controversy surrounding this movie. The growing feud between Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot is deepening the chaos at Disney's troubled Snow White production. Reports indicate their relationship has soured even further, amplifying existing issues and fueling behind-the-scenes drama. As Disney scrambles to save the project, they've approved costly reshoots in a desperate bid to salvage future test screenings. However, these last-minute changes are only escalating the fire. Ziggler, reportedly cut from all future Disney projects except for Snow White, has made it clear she wants nothing to do with Gadot during the reshoots. She's accused Gadot of using her close friendship with director Mark Webb to unfairly influence the production, claiming it created a stressful and unbalanced work environment. This friction is widening the divide between the two actresses, forcing Disney to manage not just production hurdles, but also public relations challenges as they prepare for the film's promotional tour. Adding to the chaos, the second and third acts of the movie have been deemed abysmal by test audiences, necessitating extensive reworking. These reshoots are expected to cost Disney an additional $10 to $15 million, an enormous expense for a project already weighed down by controversy. With internal divisions at Disney struggling under Bob Iger's sweeping cost-cutting measures, this production seems to symbolize the mounting challenges the company faces as it heads into 2025. Rachel Zegler's refusal to participate in reshoots involving Gal Gadot's Evil Queen has placed Disney in a difficult position, halting progress on Snow White. Insiders suggest this resistance may be Zegler's way of retaliating against the studio after being removed from all future Disney projects once this film wraps. Compounding matters, Ziggler has reportedly accused Gadot of influencing director Mark Webb to drastically reduce her role in the film's opening act. This claim stems from a controversial decision where Webb, allegedly at Gadot's urging, cut a lengthy scene featuring Ziggler due to a poorly received performance by Gadot during a test screening. Behind the scenes, tensions seem to have reached a boiling point. Crew members reportedly found Ziggler challenging to work with, largely due to the ongoing conflict with Gadot that Ziggler allegedly initiated. This feud has not only strained professional relationships, but has also disrupted the creative process. Productions like Snow White rely on collaboration, yet the dynamic between these two leads has left the project fractured. Zegler's behavior, described by some as self-centered and demanding, is said to have alienated much of the cast and crew. Instead of fostering teamwork, the production has devolved into a battleground of egos and personal grievances. Ziggler's posts on social media platform X, formerly Twitter, have only added fuel to the fire, portraying her as unprofessional and combative. Despite pleas from within Disney to delete the posts, she refused, which reportedly led to her dismissal from future projects. This has only worsened the chaos surrounding Snow White. With critical reshoots now stalled, Disney now finds itself in an unenviable position. With Snow White's budget exceeding $300 million, not including marketing expenses, the studio is effectively at a standstill. Reshoots are essential to address the disastrous reception of the second and third acts during test screenings, but Zegler's resistance has brought progress to a screeching halt. For a company already grappling with mounting controversies and financial pressures under Bob Iger's leadership, this production represents yet another high-profile crisis. This situation highlights a larger issue within Disney's creative and corporate culture. High-profile failures, whether stemming from internal conflicts or creative missteps, are becoming more frequent. In recent years, the company's insistence on live-action remakes has been met with dwindling audience enthusiasm. Films like The Little Mermaid struggled to meet financial expectations, and Snow White appears to be following the same trajectory, weighed down by controversies even before its release. Moreover, Disney's approach to casting and public relations has drawn criticism. Ziggler's outspoken demeanor and public image seemed at odds with the wholesome legacy of Snow White. Gadot, on the other hand, brought star power but appears to have contributed to behind-the-scenes friction. Instead of fostering unity on set, the studio's decisions seem to have created an environment ripe for conflict, further damaging an already troubled production. If Disney hopes to turn its fortunes around, it needs to address the deeper issues plaguing its projects. This includes taking a hard look at how it handles casting, creative direction, and crisis management. More importantly, the studio must reconnect with audiences who feel alienated by recent projects. Without a course correction, Snow White may not just be a box office disappointment, it could symbolize Disney's broader struggles in a rapidly evolving entertainment landscape. The marketing budget for Snow White is being reduced, which will likely limit the film's visibility. This is a tricky situation for Disney, as cutting back on marketing will decrease exposure, but they're already in a tight spot. The film is facing massive backlash similar to the controversy surrounding The Acolyte. People have been reacting strongly online, and Snow White is getting a lot of negative attention, especially on social media, making it one of the most ratioed films ever for a live-action adaptation of a beloved animated classic. This backlash suggests that the film could follow a similar path to The Acolyte in terms of negative reception and viewership. Disney has also been debating whether to release Snow White directly on Disney instead of in theaters, but CEO Bob Iger is pushing to keep it a theatrical release. He seems determined to see the film hit theaters regardless of the pressure from the board of directors or the growing problems surrounding it. On top of all this, Rachel Zegler recently deleted some behind-the-scenes footage from her social media, which included moments with her co-star Gal Gadot. This adds to the already tense relationship between the two actresses, further highlighting the divide. One of the major criticisms Ziggler has leveled at Gadot is about her singing performance. After test screenings, Ziggler publicly criticized Gadot's style as a singer, which only fueled the drama. The film's holiday press tour, originally planned to showcase both actresses performing together, has also fallen apart. With their strained relationship, the promotional events are now in disarray, forcing Disney to rethink how to handle the press tour. Snow White seems doomed to fail, and it's hard not to feel that Disney is reaping what it has sown. When you prioritize diversity and modern ideals over the essence of a beloved classic like the iconic 1937 Snow White, this is the kind of backlash you invite. The decision to replace real actors with CGI dwarfs only adds to the growing list of missteps, sending a clear message about Disney's changing priorities. What do you all think? Do you believe Disney is making a huge mistake with this Snow White remake, or do you think there's still hope for the film? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed today's breakdown, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up to show your support for the channel. Make sure to subscribe to Movie Saga for more updates and insights on the latest entertainment controversies. Catch you all in the next one.